Hey, it's Maria, and today I'm going to show you something that is truly crazy about these AI systems. The way that it's built is that, as you know, probably already, we're using the terminal as the foundation of talking to our AI. But the file that is at the root of it is the ClaudeMD file, or the root file, as I call it. And the thing that really makes this way of using AI very different from using SaaS tools or using AI add-ons on other websites is that from this root file, using the terminal here, you will be able to make changes to every single thing that you've created. So whether it's your website, it's your course, it's slide decks, it's CRM, emails, content, whatever it is, you'll be able to make changes to all of these just by actually working in the same place and with the same file system. So I want to try and create a bit of a strategic change to my product. Here's the context. So this is essentially sharing the root file. It's the ClaudeMD of my 4 languages AI system. So now my Claude knows where to go and what to do. And now it's going to help me position and create this new thing that I'm calling the Claude Code Bootcamp. And I want to drop the price to 17 euros. And I want it to really think through it with me. So it's reading through some learnings from the past. These are things that I always save when I'm going through sessions. And let's see what we have here. So make it a bit smaller so it's easier to read. So what it did, it read my positioning, marketing, and ClaudeMD, and it needs to be straight with me. Both of these changes directly contradict your locked positioning from 8 days ago. Let me walk you through why. So what it's telling me essentially is that the name of the new product breaks all of my own rules. And these are the rules specifically. And it actually refers back to the decision document that we had when we were creating this strategy. So it goes through all of those things and essentially says that Claude Code Bootcamp repositions the entire product as tool training, which is everything we've actually done in the past to understand. And in here, we actually used a session transcript from Justin Welsh to go through the positioning and to really get to a good place, which is a really good example of how you can use outside resources. And I'm a part of Justin's paid community, and I use the materials that we have there to think through these things with my Claude. Then the second thing was that the pricing destroys my whole price anchoring. And again, it tells me how and why it comes to this conclusion. And then it tells me that something might be happening and I'm 18 days from launch. The impulse to make it cheaper and more recognizable is fear talking, not strategy. Again, this is actually foundational knowledge about me and something that it knows. Yeah, I actually love this. This is such a good example because it actually does push back when you've trained it well. It will help you stay aligned to your own vision. And what I like to say is that it helps you maintain your best version of yourself. So imagine I was having this bad day today. I really wanted to go and lower the pricing of my whole product. I wanted to scrap everything I've worked with. It helps me not do that. And it tells me exactly why not. So that's amazing. And then it's asking me what triggered this so we can actually talk through it. So let's actually answer. I wanted to find something that we could build for this demo. And what I would actually love to do instead, because obviously this makes no sense. I don't want to create a 17-euro Claude Code Bootcamp because those are already out there. And I'm sure anyone who wants to get those will find them. But what I really want to create is a free course version of the 4 languages course that we have, but from the business entrepreneurial work side of things. So the 4 languages at work course. And I want to use the same course structure that we have for the 4 languages course, which is also free. I want to create it inside the 4 languages course, but as a separate path. And when we're creating this on the sales pages and the login page of the website, I really want to have 2 separate courses for this. So the 4 languages and the 4 languages at work. So how does this sound? And as you can see, I just talked to it. I told it what I want to do. And then we start from there. And I love what it says. This is significantly better. It passes every decision filter you set up, stays on brand, and creates a natural funnel. So what we're doing now is we are essentially doing this. So I am talking and I'm adjusting the root files in my system, which will then feed into all of these different places: the course, the website, the dashboard if I want to, sales pages, guides, sequences. Everything in here is going to be fed from this conversation. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how that can manifest. This is the live version of the course. Yeah, it was already there. It actually already went there. It was faster than me. But sometimes it helps to guide it if you have things handy. Not because it can't find it, but it can just use less tokens if you're not giving it too much of a go through and find the right thing. So now we have a plan of sorts. So here's the strategic analysis. Genuinely a great idea, and here's why. Yeah, so as we know, the existing course is very life-oriented. And of course, work is a part of life, but it doesn't include work in the same way that I wanted to have at this other course. So what it gives me is the existing course, how it works in the work settings. So I'm having this strategic conversation with Claude, and it's going into all of my product documents. There's masses of information that it has about the framework of the 4 languages that we've created over time. And then it does an analysis of why this works. It gives me all of those reasons and the reasoning behind it, how it maps to my positioning, how it works with all of the other things that we have. And then it helps me create aligned CTAs. And then it gives me a proposal of how it wants to do it. So it would use the same type of URL with the separate pages for each of the 4, same template, same authentication flow, same design system. One thing to decide for the CTA. Yeah, we can go with A. So let's go with this. And then we'll actually start building this. And now it's checking that we have an alignment on content, same template, but the actual content of each module matters. I want you to use what you have. You should have documentation about the activities, and there should be a professional scan as well in your materials that you should be able to use. Also, you have a really clear understanding already what all of these languages are and how they manifest, especially in the AI system. So now you just think outside of the AI system and just work in general, obviously making sure that this facilitates and helps the types of professionals that we work with the most, which are entrepreneurs, coaches, and knowledge workers of different sorts. And the reason I can do this is because it has all of this information already. For 3+ years, I've been working on this framework. I have a lot of documents that refine very clearly what each one of the languages is, what it isn't, how it manifests in different ways, and all of that. So it has tons of information about how to do this. If you didn't have the kind of background information, either for the strategy or for the framework itself, obviously this wouldn't work as easily. So the work that you put in creating this system and making sure that it's accurate and represents the ideas and frameworks that you work with, the easier it becomes for you to actually build these things. Because for example, here, I think we're maybe four messages in. No, actually this counts as 1, 2. So we've gone through, I've only sent 3 messages before it's actually going to start building a full course page, sales pages, and everything related to this completely new offering that we created based on a strategic conversation that we had, where I suggested something. It noticed that it wasn't aligned with what I actually want to do. And we found a new concept to create instead.